With everything going on with Toyota right now, it's really exciting to see the new cars that might be coming out and the future for the Supra being canceled. What the fuck? What's up? Welcome back to the Metalhead Car Show. Yes, you heard that right. It's a very likely scenario that Toyota will be canceling the Supra. Coming out in 2019 as a 2020 model, the Supra was Toyota's peak performance car. And it got a little bit of flack from birth because it was sharing so many BMW parts, but it made a generally really good sports car. So today we're going to go over why people are saying that Supra is going out of production, the future of Toyota sports cars, and if you don't like how I pronounce the word Toyota, keep in mind I don't care. So let's get right into it. Alright, where's all this coming from? The other day, BMW announced they'd be dropping the Z4 platform in favor for focusing on SUVs, purely because that's where the market is and that's what people are going completely bananas for right now. It'd be a shame to see the Z4 go because there's always been the small convertible in BMW's lineup, so it's gonna be weird to see BMW go on without it. And this is where we get to the Supra. See, Toyota uses the Z4 platform to cut costs on the Supra so they can actually, well, make it. And if anyone says that's lame, every single car company except Koenigsegg shares parts with other cars. There's very few companies that actually make everything in-house for themselves. But surely, Toyota doesn't need to cancel the Supra because the Z4 is going out of production. They can use another chassis, right? Well, yes, technically that is true, but what is there to use? Yeah, there's the Nissan Z, it's a great sports car, and it would be an awesome chassis to use for this. Issue, the Nissan Z is the primary competition to the Supra, so it's severely unlikely Nissan's going to be handing out chassis to Toyota to make this work. And this is where we run into an immediate problem. See, nobody's making kind of smaller or mid-sized sports cars anymore because of this demand for EVs and hatchback sedans and SUVs. I'm not saying the only, but one of the very few chassis left is actually the Ford Mustang, which we're not making a Supra out of a Ford Mustang. No hate to the Mustangs, you know that. The other option being, well, what if Toyota made their own chassis for the Supra? Yeah, that would be great. They could absolutely do that. That's going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars to do. So seeing as though the Supra was on a BMW platform and the rumored SFR is going to be on a Daihatsu platform, it's very unlikely Toyota is going to go make a brand new one-off chassis for the Supra. Could they keep using the now retired Z4 chassis? I mean, maybe. They would essentially need to get the molds from BMW and, let's face it, an entire factory to go make it themselves to actually go produce the Supra as it's currently being made. But at that point, the Z4 is set to go out of production in 2026. So you would have a almost 8-year-old chassis that Toyota would keep using to go save money. It's not like nobody's tried to do that before, but let's face it, Toyota's not going to do that. So does that mean the Supra is kind of dead? Well, unfortunately, yeah. But also there's more. Whilst looking into this, I did come across something saying that Supra sales have been going down, and I want to look into this myself, and here's what I found. As you can see on this, the Supra peaked at May 2021, and ever since then, it's been a progressive downslide of sales. Toyota upped the horsepower. They gave it a manual transmission, a one-off manual transmission just for the Supra. So seeing as though the primary source of a chassis is going to be gone, and sales have been consistently declining for years now, there's really no point in keeping this Supra alive. But yes, you may be saying, okay, hold on, yeah, the Z4 might be going, but what about Lexus? And yes, Lexus does indeed have two-door coupe vehicles, absolutely. But here's the new problem. They currently have two-door coupe vehicles, really nice ones too, you can absolutely do something with. I mean, frankly, using one of these and Toyota developing a 3JZ would probably work really well. But here's why that's not going to happen. See, that would probably work right now, but in the future, Lexus is planning on going full EV. Now, Toyota's not planning on doing that anymore, but That is Lexus's plan. And despite we have seen some cars with both gas-powered and EV options, I don't think that's the direction the Supra is going to be going. On top of that, we do know that there's some sort of Lexus EV sports car in the works. And we also know that's be sharing a chassis with what we currently know as the Toyota GR1, which I actually did a video on in the past. Go check it out if you haven't. But I think that's the future of the Supra. I think the future of the Supra is there isn't one. I think it's going to be done for good. Now, Toyota has not come out and confirmed the future of the Supra, but here's what I generally think is going to happen. Toyota brings out the GR GT, which there might be an option that's just the GT, but I think it's going to be the Lexus chassis, but a gas-powered engine, and it's probably going to have 2 trim levels of the GT and the GR GT, and you may be thinking, okay, fine, that could work, but let's face it, that's going to be a $100,000 car to maybe a $250,000 car, everything said and done. And you know what? You're probably right. But keep in mind, there's also the rumors of the Toyota SFR coming out, which would actually fill the gap for a small 2-door sports car. Which, yes, it would leave a huge price gap in the middle, which the Supra landed beautifully in, but also things are changing. That might not be the world we live in anymore. Will it be a shame to see the Supra go? Absolutely. It's totally going to be a shame to see the Supra go, but also, if people aren't buying it, Toyota's not going to continue to dump money into it. Simple as that. But with all that, I want to know, what do you think? Do you agree with me in saying that the Supra is done and there is no chance of it being replaced for, well, a new Supra? Or do you think that there's some hope and there is still some kind of chance in which it could survive? And if so, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed what you've seen. I post on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and I'll see you later.